Hi, my name is Fred Newman. I'm the owner of the View Camera Store. And today I'd like to talk about BTZS paper testing. In order to do paper testing, you need a 4x5 Stouffer step tablet. It's a 21-step tablet. So we're going to take the step tablet, put it in the negative carrier, just like you would do a normal 4x5 negative. And then we're going to put it in the enlarger. I now have the 4x5 step tablet in the negative carrier, just like a normal 4x5 negative. I'm going to put it in the enlarger. Now I have the enlarger already set up for the height for an 8x10 print. And I'd recommend whenever you do paper testing to record the height of the enlarger, the lens that you're using, the aperture of the lens, and the time that you're exposing the paper. So I'm going to turn out the lights, expose the paper, and we're going to go process our first test sheet. Okay, I'm in the dark. I'm going to process my first sheet of 8x10, see how the test works. I'm working with RC paper. Actually, I'm using Ilford Multigrade 4 RC Glossy just to speed up the procedure here, because this way the processing will go a lot faster. So as you can see, the paper is coming up pretty quickly in the developer. And I'm just going to develop this for another 35 seconds. And we'll see how this comes out to look. So I'm using continuous agitation. I'm using Ilford Multigrade Developer here, Ilford Stop Bath here, and Ilford Rapid Fix in the fixer bath there. So we're almost done. And it looks like I took a pretty good guess. And we'll see how that looks once we turn on the light. Okay, I'm going to go put it in the stop bath. And then I'll put it right in the fixer. And then we'll see how it looks. Okay, I'm going to put it in the wash. And then we'll turn on the lights and see how it looks. Okay, I'm taking the first print out of the wash, see how it looks. Let's put it up on the viewing board here, see how it looks. And I've actually got tones out to about step 17, which is pretty good. Remember, this is a 21-step tablet, so right now it looks like I've got tones out to step 16. I just want to get a little bit further, but actually this is pretty good for a start. So this would actually be good enough for a paper test right here. What you really want is a few steps on this end that are pure paper white, a few steps on this end that are pure black, that you cannot see the difference. So if you get tones out to here, that means you've got to increase it, and I'll show you an example next. Just so you can understand a little bit better, here's a test where it's underexposed. You can see we get tones out to about 13 and 14, and I'd like to get tones out to about 17 or 18 or so. So if you think we got tones out to 17, you can count the steps, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 steps, and each step on the 21-step tablet is 1 half stop. So that would be 4 half stops. That would mean you'd have to increase your exposure by 2 f-stops. Here's ideally what the test should look like. We've got tones out to about 17 and 18, and this gives you lots of black, solid black here where you cannot differentiate between the steps, and white where you cannot differentiate between the steps. And here's one where your exposure is way overexposed, because you can see there are no white steps here, and you'd have to reduce your exposure. So this will give you an idea of what it should look like, but this is ideally what your test should look like. You could also do the paper test doing a contact print for those that do contact printing. All you do is take your 4x5 step tablet, place it with, this is actually one that's done, but place it with your sheet of paper, put it in your contact frame, and make your exposure as normal. So that's how you would do a contact print. Now the whole idea behind the paper testing is to calibrate your light source. So for this light source, it's actually a color head. So what I'm doing is actually calibrating at 0 magenta, 0 yellow, and then I'm going to do a series of tests increasing in magenta with yellow held 0, and then I'm going to do a series of tests with magenta held at 0 and yellow keep increasing. If you don't have a color head, you've got you're using variable contrast filters such as the Ilford multigrade filters, you could do a separate test for each of the filters. And the whole idea is you do your test, you do your standardization of time and everything else at the grade 2, and then you do all your others. So that's something I'd recommend writing down. As I said, you're in larger height, the lens, the focal length, and how long you're exposing the test, and also what filter you're using. So that's a good thing to keep track of when you're doing it. And I'll put a little list after this. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please email me. But I wanted to be able to show you what a test actually looks like, so when you actually do it, it's not confusing. Thanks for watching.